Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
In a stark contrast of the matches we just watched with G2 and NaVi, it's now become an apparent bulldozer from the likes of Astralis, who have put the pain train down on this not as sincere lineup, a 16-4 showing. And Chad, what do we have to say about that?
It was a quick one. It was definitely a quick game. Just trying to reflect on if there was anything that really stood out to me. But I did say we were going to have one or two affairs. It was going to be really gritty. It was going to be NaVi staying on top of the economy, not letting Astralis have it spiral and build out of control. Or we were going to get the option that we just saw, the absolute shellacking. The fact that Astralis didn't even have to take an eco at all within that first half is a pretty, sombering thought when you think about a game like this. There's huge ramifications if you can't manage your economy properly. And Astralis had gun round after gun round after gun round. At no point did they ever look in doubt on this first map.
So obviously, like I was saying with contrast to the games we watched prior to this one, when you have teams like a G2, when you have a NaVi going head-to-head, in comparison to what we just saw, what are some of the things that keep them at that much of a difference level?
I just think that, when they prepare and go into every matchup, they're giving it 150%, right? They're not just going through the paces. They're here to win and show that they are the best Counter-Strike team, and that's without doubt at the moment. But you can just, the skill ceiling. We have all the teams in the world, right? They're just all sitting around this point. The NaVis, the Liquids, everybody, they're around this point. And then you've just got Astralis, and they just come through and they just break through that skill ceiling, Trace. They just break straight through that skill ceiling, and they just change the game. And you can see this in a lot of their approaches. Sure, there's the games that they do lose. Sometimes they get upset. They're human. They're not actually robots. They're not aliens. Even though if they go to Odense, maybe they can upgrade and become like cyborgs or something. But you can just see that their approach, everybody had their moments in this game. Device with some very crisp shots. We had Dupree's round when he pushed on that A bomb site, had 3 huge kills. He hard clears the electronic. Then in the fray, he's able to get simple low HP of the truck. And then that one tap on the player coming up from CT. Everybody did what they had to do in this matchup. And when that's happening, when everybody's clicking, when everybody's, destroying from all of the major stat fields, including winning clutches, you're going to win games like 16-4.
And one has to even ask, right? I mean, you're NaVi, and you're getting just pummeled here.
Yeah.
What exactly is going on within the camp? Because I'd say there's a chance, not a likelihood, not a promise, just speculation, that there's probably a little bit of tilt going on.
They didn't spit the dummy or throw in the towel, do any of those things, because you could see with a lot of the approaches, even when they were down a lot of rounds, they were still saving on their rifles, giving themselves every opportunity to go for rounds when there was even, when we were looking relatively even. They weren't just throwing away rounds. It wasn't just players pushing in and going for Hail Marys or anything like that. They were still approaching this in the correct manner. It's just Astralis were too good in this affair.
They are simply a class of their own. Astralis, the Great Danes.
They're simply the best.
You're just a jukebox these days,
yeah.
Chad.
I only know the one-liners from songs.
You were on a tear yesterday about some Disney stuff.
I like Aladdin. We can do The Lion King.
You want to do a little something here for the audience tonight? Why don't you stare down the barrel of the pipe? It hurts my soul to hear that.
You not seen Lion King? You haven't seen Lion King?
Man, it's probably been over 20 years.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's weird when you can say 20 years, Chad. We're old.
We are old, man.
There's absolutely no way around it. The only thing that's not going to get old is watching Astralis play Counter-Strike, which we're going to have the privy to do. But looking at the numbers, at least on Overpass, you got to wonder, can NaVi battle it back and bring something forward on the next map of Dust2?
I think a positive sign is no one showed up. And I don't mean that in any disrespect. What I think is, that they really didn't have opportunities. And that's what this kind of frag tally highlights, that nobody was finding gaps, nobody was finding space, nobody was finding frags. Everybody from NaVi was shut out. Going into Dust2, I would say that's an even weaker map for them. One that they've been definitely trying to practice, one that they've been prioritizing in terms of getting as many matches on as possible. But it's not one that I've seen too much success, at least in big games for these guys. So I'm a little bit worried about them, and I'm running out of things to say because of how quick that first game was. So maybe what we will do, Trace, is a quick B-Stream update. Big taking down Wendigo on both maps. The first one in overtime, the second one is 16-4. Fasty.
Fasty?
Yeah.
That's a cool word.
Yeah, she quick, she fast, she swift, she hot, she Counter-Strike.
She protect, she attack, she bring in the commentators. Oh, great, they're back. Right?
They're definitely not a snack.
Definitely not a snack. Don't like them red and fiery, so it's really not how I eat my food. Anyway, for that got weird, why do you guys think it is that this is always such a disaster on the other side when you're facing Astralis? Harry.
I just don't think they let teams be comfortable, right? You don't get to play your own game. You have to kind of subscribe to the Astralis like meta that they almost set, right? They're very aggressive. You never see teams get to feel comfortable. And when you're a team like NaVi as well, right? They love to leave stuff down at the wire. They love to leave it to the last like 15 seconds. Astralis are great as a result of all the information they get from their aggression at holding on to their nades. So you're always running through barrages of utility and Sindries, you know, smokes, whatever. And that's pretty horrible if you're a team like NaVi.
My God, he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. We have an analysis.
We put him on the spot, and he stepped up.
Analyst analysis.
Well, a lot's happening today. I feel like they're really growing up in front of our eyes.
There's also the chance that Harry's sleep deprived, so he's not necessarily thinking as much as he usually would. Now, Hugo, a guy with the head screwed on right on those shoulders, maybe just a little off kilter. But still, let's talk about maybe going into Dust2. Should we expect the same sort of slacking, as you guys say?
Yeah, surely.
Shellacking.
Surely, right? I mean, you know, it's a good point to mention about the utility, but at the end of the day, it's not like Astralis waited to the last 15 seconds of the round. Every round they were pushing up. Every round they were getting in the face of NaVi. So if we have the same kind of aggression coming into Dust2 that we saw yesterday against Heroic, look at how aggressive Astralis were on that CT side. If we have the same form, I don't think NaVi are going anywhere but home.
Well, they already are home.
Yeah.
So are Astralis.
They're just going to catch the L, I think is what he was leaning towards.
Well, you can catch an L if you're the likes of NaVi, or you can catch some of this cool swag over at shop.eslgaming.com. In fact, you can even pick up a Fnatic or a NaVi jersey. You see them right there on your screen.
We're going to have our jerseys in there soon.
What are they going to be, Chad?
I don't know. I was thinking one with like my catchphrase.
Which is?
I don't have one yet, but you guys can work on that throughout the cast. See if you can come up with something for me.
Okay. Well, in fact, that's what we're going to let you do. We're going to let you get into the cast here on Matchday number 9 to map number 4. And in fact, Unified Kingdom of Denmark emerged in the 10th century as a proficient seafaring nation in the struggle for the control of the Baltic Sea. And there will be no struggling today because it looks like they're going to send swimmers all over NaVi. Take it away, Harry.
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful knowledge bomb there, Trace. You know, I'm always a big fan of learning new things. Hugo, what have you learned today that's brand new that you'd like to share with the audience watching at home?
I've learned that you've really built up your knowledge, Harry, of Astralis. You've really thrown in some analysis. We've also done some great mythology on the side as well. You know, I mean, all the things that you have taught me today have been pretty unapplicable to my real life. Greek mythology is not too relevant.
You know what? I like to think it is. The story of Zeus is one that we can all relate to.
I learned that electricity travels at faster than 186,000 miles per hour.
There we go. Hugo Byron. He's learned. We've all learned. Now we're going to try and unwind as we watch this game unfold.
I think it's just going to be anything but unwinding. Maybe NaVi unraveling unless they actually bring something into this map and don't give Astralis just... Don't let Astralis just abuse them like they did in the previous. Look at this long setup. Glaive just going to dive in, bail out his teammate. Zeus does get the trade, but he's dinked in response. So NaVi are given long, but Astralis have taken a hefty amount of damage both ways. Nice shot to Flamey. But the bomb has made its way up on short, and that's a key. Simple's armored and pistoled. There's PT50, and Zipnix has no idea that Simple has crept up so far, so this should be a fight for Simple, and he gets away with it. There's the kill. This bomb now making its way up through short. He even grabs himself a USP for further range, but can't find this shot to do pre. It's going to be Device on the site instead. If Simple dies, this round is going to be pretty much over for NaVi, so every kill he gets is significantly more important than the last. Down to the 2v2. Simple now the only man standing, and he's going to try and take down Device while he knows exactly where he is, but this is not an easy fight to take, and Simple's going to learn the hard way. Device finds 2, and Astralis take the pistol round.
Yes, indeed. Now, Hugo, I asked you if you'd learned any facts today. You didn't really have too much there for me, so I'm going to throw you a few more. A nice learning experience. Here's one for you, and you folks watching at home as well. Oranges weren't originally orange. They were green. So just how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a joke or something.
What came first, the color orange or the orange? I
mean, that's not a fact. That's a question. Now you're making more questions.
Now, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a question.
Less answers.
You learn new information. You ask more questions. That's how we develop as people.
What did come first, the chicken or the egg? Because I never know.
Literally, mate. I don't know. If I could tell you, I don't know. Maybe both somehow, all at once.
That would be weird.
Maybe, just maybe.
The chicken was born with the egg inside of... Wait, where did the chicken come from? Did that come from an egg?
Yeah, mate, this is why people ponder this question, you know, like, this is one I could just whip the answer out for. Then, you know,
There's got to be an answer somewhere.
you know, how about this one?
Well, that's a brand, careful.
Yeah, we won't go ahead and throw that one in. We'll leave that one.
They don't sponsor us yet, Harry.
A cow-bison hybrid is called a beefalo, so just, you know, let that one
I like
sink
that. That's
in.
a good one, yeah.
We'll do one more, and then I guess we should go back to the game.
Scotland has 421 words for snow. Most of them are just normal words with letters taken out of them, though. Isn't that Scottish culture? Let's just move on. He's killed Flamey along.
He's opened up Hugo Byron, declaring war on Scotland. And, you know, Flamey's already fallen early on, which is just disastrous for NaVi. He's been so pivotal in so many of these rounds. And he's already fallen here.
And not a good start to this one for NaVi, considering they've done no damage in response, but nice angle for Device behind the site, waiting for Zeus to creep in. And this is the best part about that angle for Device, because Zeus is so far committed, by the time he realizes Device is there, he's already dead. There's no way he can retreat from that position either. Device still here. He's got a smoke covering him off, and this is actually favorable for him because he can reposition, but Symbol catches him moving between points. Glaive does come in with a backstab, taking down Edward, but this is giving ample time for NaVi to get the plant in. Safe plant, as they don't hold control of anywhere but the site, and that's going to mean they have to stay boxed in, stay close, as Astralis close the gap themselves, and Magis comes in through the back. Nice round from Astralis. Quick, clean, concise, exactly what you expect.
Yeah, DP is going to come on, and Astralis finding their 3-0 lead. NaVi with a bomb plant and $2,900. Going to give them what? 3,700? Some quick maths right there. That's a buy, guaranteed. Here's something else as they buy up armor. Almost fitting to drop this fact in. Armadillo shells are bulletproof.
Why don't...
In fact, one Texas man was once hospitalized when a bullet he shot at an armadillo ricocheted off and hit him in the jaw.
Why
you got ruined.
Why was he shooting an armadillo?
You want to cull the badgers, we learned earlier. So,
yeah,
you know, he's allowed to shoot an armadillo if he wants. I mean, it hit him in the jaw. That is karma. What a place to have that. Oh, Zipnik's going to actually hit Magisk in the jaw with a round as well. Simple does manage one more. So very, very quickly, an early man advantage taken here for NaVi, and really one of the first we've seen them have throughout this game.
I have a name for the 10v10, the 5v5 surviving.
Don't waste it. No, you can't drop it now.
Okay.
You have to. But I mean, honestly, I'm excited now.
Yeah, well, if we ever get that again.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? We gave you one opportunity. This was what was it? Yesterday, even. I don't think this was today.
This is about 2 maps ago.
It was 2 hours ago. All the days have blended into one at this point in time.
Literally an hour ago.
Well, as we're here on Dust, it's a pretty dry map. Here's one more fact that will blow your mind.
That Dupree is all the way on the flank.
Exactly. He's in the back line, and he could tear them limb from limb. Well spotted, Hugo Byron. Dupree has been so key as well for Astralis. Ooh. He's been tearing NaVi apart, and there's almost been nothing they can do about it. They've got no clue that he's here. And for Dupree, there are players looking his way. They're going to spawn him. Oh, no, he's only good for one. He does a boatload of damage, but that's not going to be enough. It's just Zipnix and Glaive left up now for the Danes in a 2v4.
Yeah, he should have taken that first shot while he got it, but didn't know that NaVi were watching their backline. Unfortunately for him, Glaive is now all that stands. And he has the AWP, but they're already all low. He could even pistol whip these boys. Still sticks with the AWP. It's Flamey and Electronic, 24 points of health combined. They do get that bomb crossed and on the site. Plant is down for NaVi, and Astralis, I don't think they're going to be winning this one. Glaive's already fallen back, and that's down to the money situation. We have 3 players with enough cash, but Zipnix and Device are going to struggle, so this AWP actually being saved allows for the full buy coming up in the next round for Astralis, making a very big difference. You were going to make a slippery statistic, throw in a fact for us, Harry, before Dupree went for that flank. What was it?
Yeah, this is one that's really going to space some of you people out watching at home. Firefighters use wetting agents to make water wetter.
How do you make water wetter?
Well, because you see water as a result of the surface tension, right? And just the cellular composition of it, Hugo, is actually quite sticky, which is something that you don't realize, right? But like, if you speak about it on like a physics kind of, well, maybe chemistry, I don't know, one of the two. They're basically the same subject. When you speak about it in that sense, you know, it's actually quite a sticky liquid. So yeah, you need to You need to make it, and it's called wet water.
Which when water wasn't wet enough.
Water wasn't wet enough.
That sounds like a really awful commercial, like infomercial. Water not wet enough?
What, is there more to it? Just repeat it. It's like, yeah, I love to see it. I tell you what, though. Tell you who's awfully slippery right now. Simple. He's got some wetting agent added onto him. He's all the way down here in mid, in the front line, trying to take the fight to Astralis. Now, he might be slippery, but does he flow like water as he looks to try and open things up here in through middle?
Oh, Dupree, he wants to go back in. Simple is not going to give him any chance in this round. That kill allows the cross up towards the top box, and they can bring this bomb up short. Astralis rotating Glaive round to Carr, and he's actually going to swap with Device, who wants to go play for the short angle instead of using that rifle in position, because we have no information that due to Dupree going down, short could easily be all under control of NaVi, but it won't be. They back off, they throw the smoke. They keep Astralis in check, but I think they've realized, because look at Glaive already moving himself into the CT spawn, and Zipnik's falling back to the B site. This is a really nice minuscule adjustment from Astralis to get into the right part of the map. And they're about to be met with a bunch of NaVi players charging into B, but just great spray control, and he just mops them all up. One mag is all he needs. 3 kills for him, a reset for Astralis, and that's then back on the CT side, breaking Navi's money.
Absolutely devastating. If you are NaVi, you dig so deep to find your first round, and then it all gets stripped away from you. Now, it's been a slow start here from Edward and Flamey. Both of them are, have been, throughout these online games, playing absolutely out of their mind for NaVi, and now they've both fallen silent during such a crucial matchup at that. Also, the one other way that these two teams were competing, I guess, would have been the win rates between them, if you recall. NaVi was actually ahead, sporting an 83% win rate over Astralis' 81 in the Pro League thus far. Astralis now takes the lead as a result of picking up that last one. Hugo, you look to be in awe, and this is just an eco, so maybe you could even explain why.
The longest English word is 189,819 letters wrong. The fact that that's 189,819 makes me think they just did that on purpose to be annoying.
Well, actually, hang on a minute. Because as you rally off some numbers, there's some numbers and bullets getting rallied off in the server. It's going to be Flamey and Edward left up, 2 digs between them. They've done a decent bit of damage. They've got a bit of a foothold over here in mid. NaVi, they've been pretty good, at least what we've seen thus far, of finding success in these rather low investment rounds. Maybe we see them go ahead and even continue that legacy here versus Astralis.
The problem is, with Deagles going up on long up against a rifle, this is going to require some pinpoint accuracy for NaVi. There are no guns dropped over here for them to retrieve, and no utility to flash Glaive off this angle, force him back. Glaive can confidently peek up on long, but he's actually tasked with long and short right now, so it's Device holding the cross. This is even better for Astralis, because Device gets the info, he'll spot the second player after taking this first kill, and there's no way Edward was ready for that one. Glaive peeks out. That's a really nice setup from Astralis. Not traditional, but NaVi, no utility to stop it, and Device just has free reign over that site, so good setup from Astralis. 4 now made 5-1 as they break the pistols of NaVi without too much sweat on their brow. And dear oh dear, NaVi still don't even have the money, because of course they were reset. It's got to be that double eco, and we do see a bit of a buy here. Electronic on a solo rifle. Everyone else pistoled up as they wait for that full loss bonus to keep kicking in. Or more like 3rd round loss bonus rather than full, because this will be their 2nd loss in a row. They're all going to group up for B, probably the best they can make of the situation with that 1 AK. And it is empty right now, apart from Magisk, but he has just been a complete contender for this B bomb site. Nade going out, that's going to bounce off and do a bit of damage, but they line up and he sprays one down. Electronic trades. That one rifle is making this round work for NaVi.
Device now trying to hold them back. Glaive up in the window, but NaVi looking good, and now they've juggled the AWP onto Simple, but Zipnik's on this flank round has gone ahead and shut down almost everybody. It's only Flamey left up, and Zipnik's and Glaive going to go to cement this round for Astralis. 6-1 here on Dust2. These dominant games continuing to roll on in from the Danes. NaVi, while they come close in that round, not going to be enough, and now they've gone for the buy in this one. Not going to have all the bells and whistles. I'll be honest, if I'm playing versus Astralis, if I'm NaVi, I'm trying to get every full buy I can. You know, if that means having to take 1 or 2 more ecos, then perhaps I like them. Well aggressive over here at long. Has at least picked up an early kill. Will be traded out instantly by Xyp9x.
Nice quick push out. At least ahead of that, Molotov does catch a player changing weapon, but of course Astralis always ready with the trade. No change there. dupreeh trying to watch his cat boost, and he does catch Electronic moving into position. That's one of the key players for NaVi down and out. And no real risk for dupreeh there. He'll just fall back to the bomb site. 2-2 split here for Astralis as NaVi, a man down. Have to try and rectify this position. They will try and do that up on Cat. Device sitting on the bomb site as well, and he's just been so good today. He's been locking in round after round for Astralis, and NaVi don't really have a lot of utility to deal with him. One smoke. Device goes for this slow crawl up on the box. I really like this angle. Will he get there in time? No. Simple's going to be spotted. So Device repositions. Oh, he's going to miss a shot. Simple only has a scout, so he needs to hit the head with this bullet. But Device lands it instead. Flamey trades right back. That keeps his A site under control of NaVi, and the bomb plant can go down. But Astralis is set up for the man advantage and the retake.
Yeah, Xyp9x does just give this up. He's going to wait for his Danish brethren to get into position over here on short. That's where NaVi try and plant the bomb for, and things now go from bad to worse for Zeus as he hops down into CT. dupreeh makes it look easy, and that will be Astralis picking themselves up a 7th round. 7-1 here. NaVi.
You can even
really show us too much.
Sorry, you can even see Zeus there when he jumped down into the CT spawn after his teammate died from short. He's already looking at long, he's looking at CT, he's looking everywhere but short. And that's just an ode to how good Astralis are at getting one kill from one position and then getting another kill from another position. They never overface. It's never going to be, oh, you get 3 kills from short. It's one person from each part of the map finds a kill. And Zeus was so aware of the possibility there was a player up on long, a player down in CT. Not that Astralis would just re-peek from a position that NaVi already knew they owned. And that's really annoying Counter-Strike to play against. And NaVi are finding out the hard way. 7-1. Another buy is here. AWP on Simple, and he's up the top of middle right now. The smoke is down on Cat, and NaVi, they're given mid. Astralis changing the setup this time, but they have gone aggressive on long, so Glaves are going to be unable to go for that quick flank round, which means Xyp9x, he's got to be careful on short, because if he goes down, that's the A side. With only one defender left, and mid is now going to be a problem for Astralis as well. It's only dupreeh left down on this B bomb site, and he's not got the gun to hold off against multiple players, only an AWP. Glaves flanked up on long, but he only finds one in a bit. Zeus there with a trade, and now this B push can come through for NaVi.
Yeah, we needed Glaive to get more done if Astralis wanted to win this round. Now, 2v2, it's Device and dupreeh, both on AWPs. So this retake going to feel impossible. We need to have a massive individual performance from Device up here on short, and he's about to get caught out. So many players nearby, but he's fallen back. He's dropped Electronic, now re-smokes the angle, wrap him round through long. There is going to be a man in the form of Zeus. We've got to be very aware that this could happen, and he's going to hear these footsteps up on short. The rotation's now starting to come in from dupreeh. 20 seconds left, though. NaVi have to get a move on, and while Simple does hop down, it's instantly traded by dupreeh over in middle. One plant going to come in with a decent bit of time left, but dupreeh still looking like he wants to try and go for this, and he's going to turn his attention over here towards long. The only issue is Zeus is here, and he's going to hear these footsteps.
Oh, but did he hear the drop? He might have. Flash over the top. Yeah, he's got his eyes on this pit. He's ready for Zeus in position, but he misses the early shot. Goes back in with the orb, and Zeus, he's surely got this one now. dupreeh not going to be able to follow up. Has got to run away. Molotov on his retreat to block Zeus off from chasing him down, and he should be saving this AWP, but Zeus is still going for this, so that's still under question. Either way, NaVi, what isn't under question is they won their 2nd round, Harry. It's been a long time coming, but they're here. And Zeus isn't going to be finding dupreeh anytime soon either, so even an exit kill for dupreeh, and it's not like NaVi have the money really to be affording these kind of hunts. You know Astralis have cash to spare because they were on a 7-2 scoreline, but NaVi, they win their 1st round in a while, and only one player surviving. That just means if Astralis win a follow-up round, NaVi getting reset.
And that has been the reoccurring issue for this NaVi squad. They haven't been able to chain rounds together. Flavey peeking over here towards long has opened up, and he's dropped Device. The flash does come back in, and that's going to allow Glaive to take this peek on out, but there is already a man crossed, and Slave not ready for it. Tries to flick onto Edward, but not going to get there in time. So now, NaVi in the driving seat in this round. The AWP dropped, and Magis doing what he can to get Astralis back into the swing of things. You can see, meanwhile, NaVi going to be testing the waters over at this B-bomb site. Send Electronic that way.
Big gap in the smoke as per usual on the new Dust2. No one seeming to be able to sort that out. Obviously, it is a bit of a wider gap, and that makes things harder. Simple also taking down Zitnix on the site. Nice flank from Dupree, but when he catches timing, he does. Electronic's dead, and they might have wanted to go towards B, but now after that kill, they certainly won't. Zeus is going to attempt to catch Dupree coming out of lower, but no one's dying here. Damage done to everyone, and Flamey finally going to finish off one frag, but they know Magisk is in position as well, and he will get a trade. 1v2 for Magisk, but with a bomb plant for long and Simple easily able to cross once it has been committed to, means that NaVi, they've almost definitely got this round.
Yeah, Simple even comes back to help out Zeus here. Doesn't elect to head into the pit straight away, doesn't want to just hang his leader out to dry inside of the bomb site, and now it will be that 7-3 scoreline. NaVi starting to build their way back into this game. These last few rounds have looked convincing. And now over on the side of Astralis, the money has run out for the Danes. And so this is going to be a chance for NaVi to start to get back into this game, and in a big way at that. It looks like Dupree down in mid tries to jump peek over the top of the smoke there. Simple going to be going blow for blow with him, but he has got the AWP, so he's going to be favored despite being brought down to 31 HP. He has picked up the man advantage onto Dupree. Magisk edges forward into tunnels, and Flamey picks that kill up. So now the B-bomb site is wide open for the taking. NaVi still taking things slowly. Not committed towards either one of these bomb sites yet.
Or device. Again, this passive angle on the box. Doesn't want to be peeking too aggressively here. Wait till Electronic is watching the car, and that's exactly when the device strikes, but he won't be able to get the kill. Electronic cleaning that up with a Mac-10, and now one by one, Astralis falling. NaVi seemingly getting back into this game, Harry, it looks like, and nice clean round from them to build up the economy as well, even further. We've got lots of money on NaVi right now, and Astralis not quite in the same seat. They've got to take another eco. And this could be NaVi's chance to get back into the matchup at least. Right now they're having a tough start. 7-1 now, made 7-4. 3 in a row for NaVi. Simple going aggressive up on long. I don't know if he spotted the cross there, but he should definitely have heard the footsteps. Device made his way to the pit, and Simple just keeping his eyes on the end. Zeus is going to move in to check that close position, but nice dink from Device. How the hell does he get some damage there? Zeus down to 16. Electronic in the meantime going to start to clear up the other players round middle. It's AWP, this Mac-10 crawling through. Dupree on the other side, caught as Electronic jumps through the air, and NaVi, they're taking this one by storm.
Yeah, NaVi somehow building back into this game, and in a big way at that. This was 7-1 at one point in time in favor of the Danes. NaVi about to haul this back to a 5-7 scoreline. Astralis still in the lead, but it's fast being brought back here by NaVi. Astralis going to be buying down what they can now into this round. They've ecoed, they've waited, they've paid their dues, and now they look to go ahead and try and bring the fight back to NaVi once again. Device going to be on the AWP. Dupree doesn't have one. Instead, he's just onto the rifle. And early on, 4 players over here at long. But Flamey, once again, so good at finding this opener at long. This is the second time now we've seen him do that. Man advantage gained. It's on to Glaive once more. This time, Dupree is nearby. And looks curious what these long doors might hold in store.
Curiously falling back, holding an off angle instead. NaVi do look like they still want to take this A bomb site later in the round. They're keeping tunnels control for the time being to disallow any aggression from Astralis. Because again, we know Astralis how aggressive they can be on this map. Right now they're playing passive, giving NaVi a lot more room to work with. And flash in the middle, going to go a bit far. Dupree is back up on long. Edward should check this, but he didn't expect Dupree to move back into position. Simple is here, though. So a second man, and he has the deal. Dupree caught running back, but a Molotov. Simple runs right through it, and he runs to his death. That's the AWP gone. That's Dupree pulling back the man advantage, and now NaVi desperately have to make something work.
Yeah, they've done so well to pull this back to this point. Electronic has been allowed to duck down into CT, but Zipnik hot on their heels, hot on this flank, and he's gone ahead and shut this whole round down. Electronic, at least, is very much in the back line of Astralis. The only issue is... Ooh. Electronic. Oh, that's awkward. Bit of a jump scare for Magisk, but he does manage to find the kill. The nade rains a bit more damage on a Zipnix, but there's only 10 seconds here. NaVi, if you're Electronic, you really don't want to risk going down after the time. He's put himself very much in harm's way. Able to win both of these fights, but there's no time for it. So Dupree, just by being tucked back at long, will still cement this round for the Danes.
Oh, he is so lucky that Simple walks in just that second later. Nice work from Dupree. Pulling Astralis back into control of this map for the time being. Simple, nice shot on the cross. Glaive going to get tagged down to 20. NaVi. They got here. Device actually boosted over the smoke, does take down Simple. That's not how you want to start off the round as well, losing one of your key players, especially the AWP. So NaVi going to need a response, and Device want to shut down this mid portion of the map as well. Jump to try and bait a shot. Device has seen this, he's ready, and after he shoots, that's when the peek comes in from Electronic. Really nice bait from NaVi, and they actually get a kill from it. Flamey in the meantime catches that short aggro player Dupree, and now NaVi, with some ingenuity coming through, managed to take back this man advantage. The Molotov forces Flamey forward through it, and he gets the kill. This has now opened up the A-bomb site for NaVi, and Astralis cannot control this round. They have to give it up. Might be able to attempt to retake, but even then, that's optimistic. The only thing is, there's no smoke down just yet. Now it finally has been placed, and Electronic has found someone in the spawn. What the hell is Glaive doing here?
Well, he's not here much longer, you'll be glad to know. And they are hunting for Magis. They don't want to let him get away with this AWP if they can prevent that. There's shot. Now he's rang the dinner bell. They know exactly where he is. He's going to look to try and run as fast as he can. Of course, Magis being Danish, he's in a country where there's more bikes than there are people. He would love if he could pedal away in this situation right now, but he definitely cannot. And there's players all around him. After trading in, he's got to try and stay alive, but he's got so many angles to watch. Magis, good for two, will finally get put down.
And that's a free AWP as well. Simple went down early and middle thanks to the boost from Device. So pretty important trade back for NaVi. That chase is worth it because NaVi have the money to do so. And going into the last round of the half, you know who doesn't have money, Harry? That's Astralis. NaVi are going to be very likely able to equalize this up to 8-7. Not equal, but as close as you can get in Counter-Strike. At least at a half-time. Scout on the Gist, pistols on everyone else, and nice nades up on long, force Electronic back with 33 points of health. NaVi, in the meantime, push up on short, but Astralis actually haven't got too heavy of an A presence. It's more focused towards middle, and that's where Simple is hunting, taking down that one scout that peeks out. Dupree losing his battle on short, and one by one, NaVi getting rid of these pistol players.
NaVi, they're very close to putting up a very competent T-side half here, especially when you consider this was 7-1 in favor of the Danes at one point in time. NaVi doing a standout job of getting back into this game. Edward, try as he might, is going to get bested down in mid, but still it's a, what, 2-on-4 after plant in favor of NaVi, and Simple and Flamey going to be the ones to send this round home. So 8-7 still in favor of the Danes at the end of this first half, but a triumphant comeback from NaVi. Now we see them move into their CT side half, and the question becomes, can NaVi keep this comeback coming?
Yeah, right, again, this was a 7-1 1 point for Astralis. Really kind of let the ball drop. Or drop the ball. Regardless of the saying, the scoreline is the same. 8-7 to Astralis in the lead. Still going to be favoured again. It's not a huge worry for Astralis, but the only worry is that NaVi have started to found their way back into this game. And as a result, they might be feeling a little more confident heading into the second half as well. But let's see, with Astralis on their T side, anything is possible.
Yes, and those logos, by the way, this isn't a big old leak. This isn't the big team switch up. NaVi over on the left. Hugo, what's some, what are you looking forward to based on what we're seeing there? Simple top of the board. That's exciting. Flamey having a good game. Electronic finding his footing. Over on the side of Astralis, what's going well? What's going wrong for the Danes?
I don't know. You really thrown me under the bus.
Just what are you excited about in the second half?
I think NaVi did a great job of bouncing back. Astralis had a lot of ecos on that CT side after the 7-1, right? They had a huge bit of money. NaVi win 3 rounds in a row, and we saw quite a few ecos from Astralis in that first half. So that certainly doesn't help playing on eco like 3 out of your 4 rounds that, sorry, 3 out of your 7 rounds that NaVi actually won. That could somewhat attribute to the scoreline, Harry, but at this rate, I wouldn't say anything's really going wrong. Like, it's still under control. This is 8-7, Harry. Anyone's game.
Like a managed forest fire, almost. There's the potential it gets out of hand, but right now everything's looking hunky-dory.
Well, I wouldn't call a forest fire hunky-dory in any context, but yeah, sure.
Sometimes they do burns on purpose.
Well, where they burn down like areas.
Because you got to like sick forest, I guess, right?
Sick forests. Well, let's just put them down, shall we?
Yeah,
these
exactly.
poor trees. Is that a regular thing? Are controlled forest fires a thing?
Yeah,
like,
controlled burns. That's a thing.
But like, is that an actual thing that?
What do you mean? Is it yeah?
No, is that a common thing?
Well,
why would you need to burn down an entire forest?
It's not an entire. You don't go for the That's the whole point. It's controlled. You don't.
But why?
No, nothing's controlled if you burn down an entire thing.
You know what I mean? Don't
but I think it's more just like. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pyromaniac, nor am I a tree surgeon. I don't know. If someone knows why we do controlled burns.
Well, it's fine. You can control forest fires because at the end of the day, scientists, or maybe you do know this, they've actually created a wetter version of water.
There we go. It wasn't, science.
They call it wet water.
Wet water.
Anyway, let's see who burns first, Harry's career or this forest. There's Astralis. They go into this T site now.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And they've got a decent bit of utility between Xyp9x and Glaive. It's going to be simple tagged down low up here on short early for NaVi. And Astralis taking the fight. Yeah, early on, going to be able to get control of mid. Flamey's still trying to keep an eye on Catwalk, but he's got a tall order ahead of him as the Danes now turn their attention towards middle. The bomb's still waiting back in the tunnels, does suggest the B play here. You have the smokes as well to get you across. The flashbangs on Xyp9x and Glaive to try and open up mid and this B bomb site. And now the pincer coming in from Magisk. While he has been spotted, it all falls onto Electronic, and the flashbangs are too good from the Danes. Edward doing what he can down in middle, has at least regained them some lost ground. It's going to be a 3v4 in the retake here for NaVi.
Yeah, almost undoable though. Even with this wraparound from Simple, he's so low, and he's probably going to be making some noise. Sneaks up at the end of things, but Edward's already been caught in the doors, and the more time that they only spot one player, they start to question, where is Simple? Where is he coming from? Probably pretty clued on at this point. And I like that setup from Astralis. Usually you see the bomb group up with the majority of players, but in this pistol round for Astralis, they put 4 in through middle and left Magisk in tunnel with the bomb. Now he just draws so much attention once he shows that bomb to the player at the back of the bomb site. And completely takes their attention away, while Astralis just absolutely manhandle everyone in through middle and rush it. So 9-7 to Astralis right now, Harry, and that pistol round has set them up for success in the second half. You alright?
Yeah.
He's just laughing at those odds. How much money you can go make on Betway.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's the wonderful folks there at Betway. They're still leading in favour of Astralis. The Danes, very much the favourites here. And it's Flamey and Simple left up for NaVi, doing what they can with these digs. They've at least juggled the gun onto Flamey as well. They went for the investment here. We know that NaVi like to play this CT side as if they lose the pistol. Flamey just gonna look to hold on to that AK. Simple manages one more with the deagle. He's roaring to life inside of this A bomb site as he looks to try and put down these Danes. Pushing on in, but Device able to pick him up. So now the bomb plant comes in. Astralis gonna be reaching 10 rounds. Meanwhile, NaVi only on 7.
Yeah, this gun should be saved. At least Astralis aren't going to be chasing too heavily for this weapon. Keep 3 alive, build that economy. Again, we're early into the half, and you typically don't see chasing until either side has really built up a bit of cash per player. Not really worth the risk at this point, so... 10-7 here, Harry, with the pistol round going in favor of Astralis as well. This is really... I mean, this is both pistols, so all in all, still a close game, but Astralis are definitely in a point where they can run away with this one. If they win the first rifle, NaVi Eco, and we could have 12-7 in a couple of rounds, so definitely a worrying position to be in if you are NaVi, especially when they have to give up an 11th already before the buy comes in.
Zipnix opening this round up. This should be another clean round for the Danes. Flamey looking to try and do some damage with that AK. Maybe give him the opportunity to just yet, but he might as they start to encroach in this A bomb site. Flamey holding from short. Simple does discover Device, but he's going to get beheaded in return by Magisk. So that bomb, they know that this B bomb site's cleared. Dupree has spotted the players as well, attempting to fall back from short. That is Zeus there, I believe. Oh. They're just toying with Dupree. Regardless, it's definitely going to be the 11th round for Astralis. Just becomes a matter now of can these NaVi guys hold on to that rifle.
How the hell does Dupree survive that? Zeus obviously under-equipped for that fight, but these exit kills are coming in clutch for Astralis. Only Flamey again running away, trying to hold on to this gun. Magis has spotted him, and this is when the chase probably begins for Astralis. They have the manpower, they have SMGs, or no, not anymore. They've swapped out for the AK, and they know exactly where Flamey is. Got him cornered. Nice kill from Glaive, finishing him off. And that's going to somewhat affect the NaVi buy coming up again, because obviously it removes that extra bit of cash. You can go up and buy utility, get a kit. The AWP will be here regardless. In fact, AWPs, because Simple and Flamey are the men bringing those out. Device is obviously going to be joining the ranks. He's going to go for that quick long pick as well, flashing himself in. Going straight for that frag, and Simple is going to get the immediate kill. They lined up for Device there, but it doesn't seem to make a difference for the AWPer of NaVi. Dupree going to fast play this cat position as well, and we have 3 players in lower tunnels here for Astralis. No one up on short to stop them, but Simple is on the site, and that's a bit of a beast to contend with, so Dupree will hold off for the time being. This is going to be the mid to B play potentially for Astralis, as 3 players with the bomb are set up inside of the tunnels. The smoke slows them down for a little bit longer though, and that will hold them at bay, maybe make them even reconsider this setup.
Yeah, Astralis, they've grinded down to a halt. Glaive pushing on in towards mid, looking like it is going to be this B play once again, only this time we have Flamey and Edward here to keep an eye on it. Electronic going to get smoked off. Hi, Glaive. Trains in to try and force Electronic through, but Glaive has read that like a book. Now Flamey here with this secondary AWP for NaVi has to try and stand his ground, and while he has looked good, Magisk looks even better. Finds the quick double, leaving Simple and Zeus. 2 players left up for NaVi to try and find an 8th round and stop Astralis from coming in with the reset here. Glaive, he does get caught. He gets caught crossing back into the tunnel. Suddenly all this pressure going to fall onto one man. It's Magisk Locked in the 1v2.
Yeah, they're taking their time though. This bomb's going to be about half ticked before NaVi even get into the site. And Zeus, he needs to wait for Simple before he fully commits. They time this well, Magisk could be screwed. He spots the head of Zeus jumping up, but Simple's going to be the real man to watch out for. He's the one with the AWP, and Zeus will strafe in for that frag. Nice timing from NaVi on the push back in. Again, it's hard to fully time a retake like that when you don't know exactly where Magisk is playing, but with a general idea, NaVi do time Simple's peak with Zeus crossing into the site at a fairly good time. So nice retake there from NaVi. Don't lose a player, and do take another round with 2 surviving. 11-8 here for Astralis. NaVi back on this board for the first time on this CT side, and need to be careful they don't get reset. Of course, that was their first buy round to actually find success, but Astralis is still able to afford and bounce back here, and that's why we see this tactical pause is so important for Astralis. If they win a 12th round here, they get maybe 13, maybe even 14, depending on how NaVi invest their money. And we can see this game just going as a result of this, and that's just due to the dominant, well, not dominant first half, but the advantage in the first half and the pistol taken as a result.
Astralis, they put everything they've got into this round as well, so that reset now looming for either one of these two teams. This now becomes a much more important round as a result. Effectively a 2-for-1 in that sense. You will be sending the other team's economy down into the depths. Flamey over here on short, playing this position. Unless you take one shot and then you can just drop back down into CT or move up in towards the A bomb site. He's also going to have electronic holding from Goose to help him out, but all the smokes down here at long allows you to get a man across into the pit like that from Astralis. Flamey, there we go, his position now revealed, and it will be him finding the man advantage. Device going to tag up Edward down here in mid in return. Not quite able to find the kill though. And once again, for Astralis, looking like this might all culminate back into a B play once more.
Yeah, bomb going first. This is a really well-timed round. NaVi have gone for that quad stack on A, and that's just a bit of a gamble right now. It's the wrong call to make. Edward's going to be flashed through the smoke, but he's fully blinded and doesn't need to commit. Simple holding this alone with his life, and he's finding shots left and right. One player splitting in through the tunnels. Edward may have killed his teammate somehow in the midst of all this madness, but Device, he's getting flanked until 20 seconds left, and a bullet in the head from Electronic. NaVi, 9 rounds on their CT side, Harry, and they keep 4 alive. They are really coming back into the second half.
Yeah, most definitely. Now the money's going to be all but gone for the Danes. Just going to be vanilla pistols for the most part from them here. Deagle out on Magisk CZ for Glaive, and other than that, it's Glocks for the rest of the gang. One thing I do often wonder, Hugo, you know, the Danes, pretty small population, right?
Yeah.
There's more bikes than people. On the Faroe Islands, there's twice as many sheep as there are people. They're never the incumbent, like, I don't know, country in anything, apart from in the CS scene, where they have the most teams in the top, what, like 20?
I mean, they're one of the largest exporters of food in the world.
All right.
Despite...
Where'd you get this from?
I know my Danish facts, Harry. We're
You
all
know your
about
Danish
Danish.
facts. Well, you've been learning well. Let's see, though, is actually the Danes, they've somehow made this round work, Hugo. They're into a 2-on-2. They've juggled these rifles around, and suddenly it's Flamey and Edward left in a retake that never should have been. This is vanilla pistols for the most part over on the side of Astralis. Now, Flamey did spot that man cross onto the car. That's Magisk. Flash goes over. That's going to give up where he is a bit, with a missed shot from Flamey. Edward has dropped Device in the meantime, and now Magisk sitting pretty at the car, trying desperately to find an opening. They start to push on into him, and he's given a bit of a shot there. Does flick onto Flamey, but he gets burnt out in the Molotov. Time's ticked down so low, but Edward, just enough time left for this defuse. It's going to be 10-11 as NaVi managed to rescue that round. A team ace comes on in, but it's nothing worth celebrating if you are NaVi. Your economy now kept down low. That round narrowly getting added onto your scoreline. One that they should have been picking up easily.
Yeah, this is starting to get back into the swing of things for NaVi. They are really in this game, and I can't say it looked that way as we started off this half. They've only dropped 3 rounds since their second.
Yeah, this was 7-1 at one point in time in favor of Astralis, right? That's an important and very stark reminder of what sort of job NaVi have had to do to get back into this game and how things aren't assured for the Danes anymore. They come off the back of a monstrous win over on Overpass. It was looking so good for them, and now that's all called into question here on Dust2. Simple, one of the men looking to try and dispatch of the Danes over here at the crossroads. Lies in wait, device down in the pit. Gonna look to try and go toe-to-toe with him.
Well, neither looking to go toe-to-toe. They're both hiding, both holding passive angles. Simple waiting in the wings, device watching the boost. That timing is so good. Both players peak at the exact same time, and Simple finds them both. Even damage to Magist through the body of Glaive as well. Astralis getting torn to shreds, but a double trade up from Xyp9x is going to make this round all doable on this A bomb site. NaVi have no one committed to it. Molotov can cut off Flamey from repositioning, but the lack of smoke covering the full cross means Astralis don't want to commit with this A play. They're going to rotate back round. Dupree's already killed a man in middle. He's going to be able to catch Zeus as well. Rotating up, Dupree. Fantastic shot. And 20 seconds left for Astralis. I don't even know if there's time. Harry, they might lose this round just due to Flamey staying alive, and I think Dupree's going to start hunting for this kill just as a result. Luckily, he might find it, but Flamey staying alive. There's 10 seconds left. They don't have it. It's done. Flamey survived.
What in God's name? NaVi going to be tying it up 11-11. And yeah, you know, they strapped on their running shoes. They tried to get a move on Hugo. They're teasies. That's an idea, by the way. Add shoes into the game.
Yeah.
See teasies.
Don't give them any ideas.
No?
No.
Why not? You know, we've already got gun skins, we've got gloves. Why not hats? TF2. That was a game.
That was. Yeah, that game did well, didn't it?
I mean, yeah, it did pretty good. Look, Hugo. Tactical pause called on in. You imagine from the Danish side there, it's been a long time since we've kind of seen Astralis make a blunder such as that, right? This isn't the Astralis we're too used to seeing. So NaVi now making them feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit claustrophobic here on Dust2 as that scoreline now reads all equal. And it's looking like such a good start for Astralis. Now NaVi are very much the ones in the driving seat here.
Yeah, just a miscalculation. They definitely could have made it if they went up long and then wrapped around through middle and went lower tunnels to B. But yeah, thinking they had time for the full wrap round was not going to happen. It definitely looked possible until they hit the T-spawn, and about that point I'm thinking, okay, there's 20 seconds. Probably not going to happen. That's going to hurt Astralis here. This is not the kind of mistake we expect from this team. 11-11 now. Close players on long. Simple hits the tag. Zeus turns right back and finishes off 2 kills. That's Electronic even getting one with Zeus. He's going to go in for a little bit more, which may be unnecessary, but aware of the fact that he can't even back off of that position because Astralis will probably punish him. But there was a lot of NaVi players up on long anyway, so didn't really need to go in for more. Either way, an advantage now for NaVi is going to be pretty comfortably sat. As Astralis, they take control of the pit. Simple's watching from the top of the A bomb site as well. NaVi settle into just a more standard default. You can afford to do this when you have that kind of advantage. You need to make sure they have short covered as well, so Electronic is in position there. You don't want to get split on, but Astralis are all grouped. 30 seconds left. No rotates this time, boys. They have to commit towards A.
And to do so, you have to try and run the gauntlet and get past Simple. He backs away for the time being. Electronic going to try and hide inside of the bomb site. And it's going to be a real surprise here for Astralis as they go pushing in. But no, Simple caught out in the open. Electronic going to get toppled straight away. And now Glaive laying down the pain. It's Astralis 2v1 with the bomb down. Xyp9x and Glaive left up. And Flamey Near on, impossible clutch, but he's trying to make it work. He's going to do so much damage, but Zipnik's just able to hold his own. By the skin of their teeth, they find themselves a 12th round. And on the back of it, you get an understanding how close these rounds have been. You think back to the round prior where they win it just through staying alive, but only one man survives, so there's no money here for NaVi, and they've gone for the force. They force bought up into this round, into round 24.
And now they've maybe built up some more confidence as a result. You can look at how fast they're going into this middle position. Play around the edge of the smoke. That's Simple in the solo M4, and they'll take down Zeus. Will they expect another? Simple's taking himself a kill as well, and Edwards even dropped one before Astralis gifted towards B. Guns being picked up, but low HP on NaVi is going to make this one very, very difficult in the retake. Don't let the man advantage fool you. Molotov to cut out any CTs pushing back, and they're going to go fully towards the tunnel. Vice planting safe, Dupree. Trying to find the AWP, and he does. Smash in, he's fully blind. He's got to fall back as well. NaVi getting a lot of ground here in the tunnels. They're going to be able to push in. The Astralis are still hesitant, still worried of that middle position. Dupree going back for more. He gets himself one. Did see another man in the tunnels, but doesn't know where the last final player is. They're both here, and they line up for Dupree. Fantastic round. 4 kills on that AWP. And that's been one factor. Device has certainly slowed down with this AWP on Astralis, and he's been getting picked up by Simple quite a lot, so Dupree picking up the AWP and having a huge round is great for Astralis. I'd love to see him actually even stay on this AWP depending on spawns, but Device is going to pick it back up. No worries with that. Flamey getting tagged on the cross, and these last couple of rounds for Astralis could be the confidence boost they need to get back into this match, take it away from NaVi.
That'd be such a shame, though, for NaVi after fighting so hard to bring it back to this scoreline. They will have a bye coming up in this next round, so it's not the end of the world, but it could very well be approaching the end of this series. The 14th going to be locked in here for the Danes. NaVi going down 7-1 in the early stages of this map. They pulled it back 11-14 here versus Astralis, and we need to see this first buy of theirs yield some immediate results, because money's going to be building up now for the T's. They're going to have those bank accounts flushed with cash at the end of this round. And if you're NaVi, you can't even take solace in adding in that one round potentially, then you're, oh, that's an AWP. They would love to hold on to that. Zeus is going to be looking to get out of there, and he throws it across to Simple.
That's awesome. Awesome, maybe, but that's a really bad joke, so for bad making that. But yeah, really nice to get that AWP out of the lower tunnels. You okay,
Just
Harry?
the immediate judgment, man.
It's because when
You're
I
your
said,
own worst critic, Hugo.
no, before I said it, I was like, here's a really bad joke. I'm going to say it, but I'm going to clarify. I know it's a bad joke, so you don't think I have horrible sense of humour. I do, but I've got to hide that.
Well, look.
And
The last few rounds have been similar to that joke, Hugo. Or to you. Just a real train wreck. And now, 11-14. They've got this bye together. The AWP's out on Simple. They've put everything into this round. And Astralis immediately changing up the pace. Out here towards Long, barreling in. But Zeus, he's found the opener. Lots of damage done onto Glaive as well. This is perfect for NaVi if they want to try and pull this back. But Zipnix, he's laying waste to players over here towards Long. Magis swings on in a little bit late. And blink of an eye, it's Flamey and Simple left up in a 2v3. It was looking good for NaVi. But Astralis, they've dashed the hopes and dreams of this CT side, now leaving Simple and Flamey in the hot seat.
That B site's been crept into as well. Simple may be able to come in late and catch Magisk, who's yet to move himself out of this spawn, but in doing so, he'll give away his position. If anything, it could come back to haunt him if Magisk continues sneaking the way he is. And Simple will not see him on the back line. Magisk is going to be ready for it. Simple gets that kill. But this flank is just 1 second too late for Magisk. Simple just staying alive, and he's found 2 kills. Magisk may get the trade up, but it's now 1v1 up against Flamey. Molotov in hand. That can go on the bomb. That will delay this defuse, and he doesn't have a kit anyway. This should be Magisk's round. The long wrap round from T-spawn as Flamey taps that bomb. He could have committed to the defuse and might have gotten away with it, but Magisk is up and he's spotted it. He's taking the fight, and even though Flamey gets that kill, no kit, no chance. It's Astralis on match point.
15-11 here, and yes, Magisk, he might have baited his teammates a bit, might have missed the timing on that flank, but he makes up for it as he wins out that 1v1 clutch in the long run. At 15 at 211. AWP going to be purchased by Simple, but that leaves him armorless. So aim punch going to play into it for him. The AWP going to be back out on device. Glaive even onto a UMP in this round. And you can see Glaive had the money to buy an AK. He's done this by design. Astralis going to be hitting this B bomb site very, very quickly, charging on in. It's Dupree leading the fray. And Edward and Flamey doing what they can to hold back the Danes. They've done more than enough. Suddenly it's Device left in a 1v4. He has at least picked off Electronic. He's going to fall, so NaVi 12 to 15. They're going to try and grind their way back into this game.
That surprises me to see Astralis commit to the instant B play off the back of it. Maybe just hoping they'll catch NaVi off guard, but every time Astralis have gone B on this T side, it's been awful, apart from the times where they do it later in the round, after NaVi have maybe lost some long control, rotated those B players off, and Astralis have exploited the gap in the defense. They've never charged into B and found success, so a bit of a skew-if round, and it's going to cost Astralis a lot. They've got to give a 13th over to NaVi. Eco here for the T side. Zipnik's on the scout, pistols on everyone else, but yeah, this is almost definitely NaVi still in this game, Harry. Overtime on the cards. Astralis going to have a couple of buy rounds. One real buy round, and that'll be next. And then, you know, a force for the 14th. But they get a bump out that might at least enable them a little bit to work with. Zipnik's tagged up on long. Double AWP here for NaVi, and the scout's already been removed, so not off to the best of starts.
No, definitely not. NaVi looking good to find this 13th and not go down to these pistols. And Magic is going to pick up that kill at the very least. 3. Even trying to give with another, but it's Magic left in a 1v3 here. And well, the stall is pulled from underneath him. He's going to go to full. That will be NaVi moving on to a 13th. They need 2 more rounds here to pull us through to an overtime. Astralis going to have to buy. Device looking limited. Won't have that AWP out. He could have one thrown over, but no. Instead they go for these rifles. The SMG out on Glaive. All the utility they could possibly ask for. And early on, it's all raining in over here towards long. This hasn't worked for Astralis yet. This time, they're able to get out. They best Electronic. They get to the angle before him. Now they have a foothold secured here at the long position.
But again, this AWP for Simple has been so difficult to get past up on that A bomb site. And Device is on a Tech 9. They don't have the range to compete with this. Their only hope is that they can maybe force NaVi to adjust their setup, and that's gone well so far. Astralis holding on to the long control. NaVi not attempting to retake it means that it's only going to be Simple watching onto that. The rest of them try and take control towards Cat meanwhile and make sure Astralis aren't setting up for this A split. Simple has killed Device in the pit and taken 2 as well. This is exactly what we expect from Simple. And now Astralis going for that late round B play that we've been talking about, but Flamey is on the other side and he is not giving them a single chance. 2 kills from him. Dupree will hear this flank from Zeus. Zeus has his head set backwards as he looks up towards short. And Dupree, he's still got a monster task ahead of him. It's not going to happen. 14 rounds to NaVi. Looking like we're going to overtime, Harry, because Astralis, they have no money to play with.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what?
I don't know, like a playground with no swing set. There's just nothing to play with here for Astralis.
What about the roundabout?
They've got nothing. And you go, it's a pretty roundabout way of saying Astralis don't have everything they need here to succeed. NaVi looking likely to pull us through to an overtime in this scenario, unless the Danes could do the impossible, rise up with this weak buy. Only time will tell as we head on in to round number 30. We've gone the full distance. Are we going to see some of these bonus rounds? Magic out through long. Smoke is down initially. Astralis fast up through short as well. One of the first times we haven't seen them pressuring mid early on over on the side of NaVi, and that's given Cat control the way of Astralis. This is something new for them to work with, but already they're going to take a nade onto Dupree. He's brought down to his knees early on. Zipnik does spot the head. Zeus isn't able to find anything just yet, but Simple tagged up, goes blow for blow with Device. Finds himself trapped at the car, but there's Electronic in with one. Zeus gonna find another. Dupree doing what he can, is teamed up with Glaive over here towards short, but the bomb is dropped. And it's fallen down in front of CT. There is a smoke up, but Dupree's throwing that out now, so they can't look to use that when it comes to retrieving this bomb, and you can see the effect this has had. NaVi with all three players just with their beady eyes down here towards the CT spawn, and Dupree. It all to do in a 1v3. They're going to hear the drop. They surely know that he's here, and that nade does so much damage. The round comes to a close, and NaVi, they've taken us through to an overtime here on Dust. This game is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, and to think this was a 7-1 scoreline for Astralis at one point in the matchup, looking like as quick as Overpass was. But NaVi, some great resilience on this team. We've seen so much of that in Pro League. So many comebacks, so many advantages thrown away. And this game is no different from that. Ridiculous to see this go in the full 30 rounds and more. But we're going to have that 16k MR3. So lots of money for everyone. Lots of opportunity. Because again, if we think back to those last few rounds from Astralis, they only had one buy in the last 4 rounds. Otherwise, we're on pistols or ecos or weird force buys where Device didn't have the AWP, and that's another factor because Simple has just been absolutely tearing through Astralis, and Device is yet to really answer back onto him. So we need to see that change as we head into overtime. Otherwise, NaVi have a very good chance of taking this map back, splitting the series 1-1. Harry, where's your money in right now? Whose boat? Whose basket of eggs?
I mean, what is it? Where am I putting my money in it? In a basket of eggs or a boat?
I don't know. Either one.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me right now, I don't know, Hugo. This is such a 50-50 game, and both teams have shown so many signs of success. I think, you know, I'll be honest, I think NaVi take this.
Yeah.
I'm leaning away on NaVi. Astralis, a team that usually, you know, we say so tactically diverse, so much firepower, but I haven't seen much in these last few T-side rounds that are kind of showing all that diversity that we're so used to seeing, all those strats. Obviously, it's Dust2, right? There's only so tactical you can be on this map. And with how NaVi have been playing, they've got the momentum built up. They've stolen that, the last 4 rounds in a row to get us to this place now. I think the momentum's going their way. I think they're looking good. You have key players like Simple, like Edward, like Flamey stepping up right now. And Astralis, while this was looking fantastic for them early on, and they are still, you know, the best team in the world, there's no denying it. NaVi look good here. There you go.
Yeah.
How about you?
I agree on all of the above.
That's
nice,
nice, yeah.
Nice, quick and concise way to summarize
it.
No, I agree. NaVi definitely looking like the better team right now in this second half. But again, like 8-7, 8-7. These two teams are so neck and neck. I don't like counting out Astralis because I know how good this team is. But yeah, let's find out with maybe Device not hitting the peak and Simple certainly performing well. This could be something good for NaVi. Let's find out, Harry. We're into overtime. 1st to 19. Here we go. 6 rounds to be played in just 1 overtime, 3 a half, and all the money in the world.
Yes, indeed. All $160,000 of it. They've gone ahead and bought up into this round, as you would expect. But let's take a look at Device. Simple on the AWP. So is Flamey. Double AWP poured out for NaVi. AWP on Device. The standard setup for either team. What we've been seeing thus far. This time Astralis going to try once again to take control along. Only this time, NaVi, they're not pressuring it like they had been doing before. They've taken a more passive stance. And Electronic, who's already been brought down at just 13 HP. Over here at the car, he's caught a couple of unlucky bullets, a couple of wall bangs, a few nades here and there. But look at this from Simple in the meantime. Being so tricky, pushing in towards these tunnels. Pressuring Astralis, confining them to this one portion of the map. 5 players here for Astralis, 4 for NaVi. And it all comes off the back as Simple, but there's Device finding the opener. Electronics already been dropped from this round, and Flamey, things about to heat up for him here as the push comes in. Edward, so many bodies and so much damage done, but not quite able to put up a kill. Now it's Flamey, and he's going to get brought down to his knees. A few missed shots with the AWP, and Dupree is continuing to open up this A-bomb site. Simple and Zeus left alive, but these two, they've proven to be a bit of a dynamic duo in these clutch scenarios before. Can they do it again?
It is overtime after all, and that's the bomb dropped. No plant coming in for Astralis. They know exactly where Zeus is, though, and a slow creep up from Dupree as the Executioner comes up clutch for Astralis. And Device, what a fantastic round from him. Even catches Simple in the retreat. We said he needed to step up in overtime. He's certainly gone and done it, Harry. Pulling himself back up into form with 3 huge kills and opening up that A-bomb site, most importantly, with the initial pick. That's even him catching Zeus. It actually wasn't Dupree to kill Zeus. It was Device. Wow, didn't even see that. But auto snipers up in the second round. If you win the first round of OT, money is no longer a problem for the next 2. So yeah, why not? Auto up. Magisk is gonna get dropped on long though. Flamey finding that early kill. Are they gonna get aggressive off the back of it? Zeus is pushed up into the long doors.
For NaVi, it's another slow start here in this overtime. We often say this NaVi side are very, very good, though, in these sort of long-haul games at grinding out these wins. They've done well to get us this far. This time, though, Zipnik's waiting for this push in through long, and he feels like he has NaVi's name and number in this situation. Also, important thing to note, these double orbs invested into again. Flamey waiting over here towards long. Gonna go ahead and pick off Zipnix from the fray. That one's Sindri forces out Electronic into the open, but he wins his fight, and now the bomb dropped up on short leaves Glaive. An unlikely 1v3 tries to deal with Electronic. It's a messy fight, and NaVi gonna be tying us up 16-16.
Keeping things as close as can be, Harry. Exactly what you want for overtime, of course. But one round has to take the lead heading into that second half, and going to find out here in the final round of this side. Magisk is on the Krieg. We have been dying to see him on this because this is one of the few players that actually picked it up before the price adjustment. So to see him on it after the price adjustment isn't too surprising. That makes it already out through long. Dupree has been taken down the middle. He was trying to fast play that middle position and get himself in through those double doors, but it has gone very, very badly. RB taking that man advantage. Flamey opening up yet another round. Device just desperately looking for a kill to Simple here. That would be so nice to try and turn it around, but Simple's not giving him the satisfaction. Pretty passive on this site, Simple has been. 30 kills to his name. Close smokes on long for Astralis. They'll be going down. Tough from Simple on the ramp. Astralis in his position for a few more seconds, allowing Simple to reposition. He'll drop down into CT. NaVi is setting it for a retake play here with a man advantage, which isn't too bad of an idea considering they also have this man up in the corner, but that's already going to go very, very badly. Electronic and Zeus getting plucked out of this bomb site. Edward with a Molotov, and the retake is on.
Nick's able to find one. Now the Krieg on Magisk. He's been loving this. He does get burnt in the fire and flames by Edward. But now just Flamey left up in a 1v2. 12 HP to his name, and Device and Glaive sitting in a crossfire to end all crossfires. Actually, takes that fight. Flamey's now opened up onto Device. This is still possible here. He's going to go pushing in, and he finds them both. Flamey's going to do it. 4 kills in this round, and the 1v2. NaVi 17-16 as Flamey does the impossible for NaVi.
AWP, AK, doesn't make a damn difference. This man is feeling it today. What a shot to Device as well. Flamey single-handedly winning that round without a doubt. No need for anyone else to step up on NaVi in there. As now with that, NaVi are going to be going into the second half with the advantage, Harry. They are going to have the round lead. 2 away from a victory on Dust2, and considering again they were down so far on this matchup, they've really pulled things back.
Yeah, they pulled it back so far. So far, in fact, that yeah, you know, we
shut down the server.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Flamey has killed them so hard. In fact, yeah, the That's it, we're gone. Started loading into Inferno, but we're going to go to cut to a nice little fly through here. And Hugo, just to recap on how we got to where we were, the scoreline currently sitting in favor of NaVi. They just need 2 more rounds now on this T side. They looked fantastic on it in the first half. They've got the buys coming on in now. What a bit of time to try and figure out how it is they want to play this. And Astralis now need to go flawless on their CT side half if they want to pick this up. Flamey looking down mid early on. Not able to find anything here for NaVi.
Not able to see anything either. I assume it's still loading into the server on the other PC. That's why we're seeing this delay, or this monitor. So we're only going to get one perspective for now, or maybe a few. We don't really know exactly what's going on here. NaVi is setting it with 2 players
I like
along.
it though. This is like the hardcore mode of CS.
Of casting. It really is
all of the
hard.
above. Edward picking up Glaive early on. What's the rest of the team doing? We can only prophesize, but Electronic, he's out down here in mid. He's going to catch me and Magisk by surprise, as he's managed to go ahead and extend this lead for NaVi even more. And I don't know if Astralis are trading these kills out. I can only imagine they're giving it their best shot. But NaVi currently sitting in the driving seat. 5 versus 3. Trade frags yet to come in from the Astralis boys, and things going to be heating up now. But Zipnix is actually, he might have been the first man to die.
I can't remember who's... No, Glaive was the first man to die.
Okay, so
Who died
Zipnix
on,
inside
who
of
died
that
on
B bomb
B?
site.
Because Magisk should still be on that B bomb site for Astralis, but Zipnix is the one to go down. He's going to be getting caught on that boost spot, and now that's opened up the B bomb site with one player already dead, and there we go. Flamey's even taken down Device. Fantastic shot. The round is done. NaVi have taken 18, and we're back in. Thank you guys for sorting that out.
What a way to experience a round, though.
Yeah, that was actually far more difficult than I thought. I mean, having
cool
no
to
map
see.
makes it basically impossible, right? It's not about the X-ray, well, it is, but it's more about the map than anything.
Listen,
right?
Hugo, I'm a firm believer that anything is possible, and so are NaVi. They're up 18-16, a game in which they were 1-7 down versus Astralis. The same Astralis, by the way, who sit top of the board right now in the Pro League. Going to get overthrown, perhaps, by NaVi. They also sit
Ooh. Okay,
on a massive 7-1 win streak here on Dust2. Astralis trying to keep their stats in good standing, trying to stay in this game that much longer. Simple, looking to try and make it so that NaVi do indeed close this map out. Electronic now chiming in with one more blink of an eye. It's Magisk. 1v4, he has it all to do, and only 30 HP to get the job done with. Pushing on in it, they're going to hear the footsteps. They know that he's here. They have his name, number, and Electronic's got his head mounted on the wall as well. NaVi going to be closing out this map as they split the series versus Astralis.
Yeah, finally being able to actually close it out, and a huge couple of rounds from Flamey and Electronic to be able to do so for NaVi. We needed some of these guys to step up alongside Simple, and they certainly proved it. So not a 16-0 to Astralis, as it says on your screens. It is NaVi taking the victory here today on Dust2 and splitting that 1-1 with Astralis. But not only have NaVi found success, we found success, Harry. We found a couple of people to bail us out. It is Chad and Trace.
Yes, it's very true. There's one thing that Danes like, it's pickled herring. A salty licorice, and perhaps a cold glass of milk. One thing they don't like is being beaten overtime, and that is very unfortunate, isn't it, Chad?
Yeah, I think the way that NaVi just approached this game, man, when I say their game, I don't mean this map in particular. I mean just their entire approach to Counter-Strike. It seems like it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know, they really love to just constantly go for those force buys, put pressure on your economy, make sure that they're not letting you relax. You know, if you make one mistake, they will break you, and when they do, at that point they take over the economy, and they're able to continue to keep you under the thumb like a bad ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, you definitely don't want any of those keeping you down, do you, Chad?
Nah, because
I'm talking about the economy game, not the other one.
Oh well, in both ways, both of those two scenarios can affect your economy in a way.
I guess we could begin to talk a little bit about some of the individualistic plays that came out here. Perhaps
There was
even
lots of them.
We saw quad kills on retakes. We saw Dupree getting a 3K on a retake. Dupree really stepping into his own, or I guess I should say, out of his shell here, and really playing as the Dupree that we know.
Is he a Ninja Turtle?
And you can be whatever you want. It's 2018, Chad.
Yeah? You reckon he identifies as a Ninja Turtle?
He might actually identify as a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
But Dust2's in the bag, just like the other map was there. And they're going to be splitting maps tonight. Astralis looking like they had this one handedly in the bag. But then, of course, if you're NaVi, you love an overtime.
Yeah, they do, and they like clawing back into these games. There was lots of pivot moments once more, and you were talking about Dupree here. They got the double AWP set up on their CT side online very early once again. They weren't actually the ones having as much of the impact. We have this clutch round right here, this 1v1 scenario. If Flamey had a kit, he would have been able to sit that defuse as that Molotov was coming in and steal this one, and maybe we wouldn't have seen ourselves make it all that way to overtime. You would think with Magic's boy pulling this one out of his backside, that would have been enough for Astralis, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and even had that box not been there, perhaps he could have still defused. Like, who knows, Chad?
Yeah, well, like maybe if, you know, the defuse time was as soon as you touched it, he could have definitely defused.
Maybe if his turtle shell wouldn't have got hung up on the box, then...
That was Dupree. And that was Flamey and Magic's. They weren't really related to the Ninja Turtle
Everybody
story. But they could be Ninja Turtles, maybe. Like, Astralis could be the 4 Ninja Turtles. We've got some Donatello, we got Raphael, we got Leonardo, and we've got... who am I forgetting?
Yeah, but Glaive would have to be like Master Splinter,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then, like, Simple could be, like, Shredder.
Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo.
Who are we forgetting? We got the purple one. We got the blue one. We got the red one.
Yeah,
No.
my youth is escaping me.
Who are we forgetting? Who's the one that eats all the pizza?
They all eat pizza, man.
Yeah, but the one with the orange headband, who's like gnarly, dude.
Gnarly, dude. Kind of like these numbers. Very gnarly indeed. They're going to seem a little inflated, and that is because there was an overtime. You'd love to see it, and we did, in fact. And you can look in them numbers there, and they're not going to tell you a fib. Simple, yet again, back on his nonsense, putting some real hurting on the opponents.
Speaking of nonsense, this is all in the wrong language, so I can't even find out who
I bet, and I'm not a betting man.
Michelangelo, Donatello,
Leonardo.
and Leonardo. We got it!
But how, were we looking for a 5th Ninja Turtle?
No, we didn't say all of them before. We didn't say Raphael.
Raphael.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, dude. Well, the road to Odense continues, and we have another matchup coming your way. Of course, the last 2 best of ones of match day number 9.
It's Saturday night.
It's going to be Astralis versus G2. It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
So
it's party night. I hope everybody's on the couch watching some Counter-Strike.
Tell you what, this is a challenge for you at home. For you at home, if you are watching this broadcast, use hashtag ESL Pro League and tag either of us or both of us. I want to know.
We'll bring it up on broadcast. If you tag a picture of how you're watching the game, we'll bring it up on the iPad.
Yeah,
get involved.
That's not bad.
Get activated.
Tag a picture of you, like selfie mode. You got like the game in back, and there's a high likelihood you can go on the stream. Either way, we're going to go to a break, and we come back. It's Astralis G2, and maybe even your picture if you're lucky.